A reading from the second book of Kings. Shalmaneser, king of Assyria, occupied the whole land and attacked Samaria, which he besieged for 3 years. In the 9th year of Hoshea, king of Israel, the king of Assyria took Samaria and deported the children of Israel to Assyria, settling them in Hala at the Habor, a river of Gozan, and the cities of the Medes. This came about because the children of Israel sinned against the Lord, their God, who had brought them up from the land of Egypt, from under the domination of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and because they venerated other gods. They followed the rites of the nations whom the Lord had cleared out of the way of the children of Israel, and the kings of Israel whom they set up. And though the Lord warned Israel and Judah by every prophet and seer, "Give up your evil ways and keep my commandments and statutes, in accordance with the entire law which I enjoined on your fathers and which I sent you by my servants, the prophets." They did not listen, but were as stiff-necked as their fathers, who had not believed in the Lord their God. They rejected his statutes, the covenant which he had made with their fathers, and the warnings which he had given them, till in his great anger against Israel, the Lord put them away out of his sight. Only the tribe of Judah was left. The word of the Lord. A responsorial psalm. Help us with your right hand, O Lord, and answer us.
Help us with your right hand, O Lord, and answer us.
O God, you have rejected us and broken our defenses. You have been angry. Rally us. You have rocked the country and split it open. Repair the cracks in it, for it is tottering. You have made your people feel hardships. You have given us stupefying wine. Have not you, O God, rejected us, so that you go not forth, O God, with our armies? Give us aid against our foe, for worthless is the help of men.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said to his disciples, "Stop judging, that you may not be judged. For as you judge, so you will be judged. And the measure with which you measure will be measured out to you. Why do you notice the splinter in your brother's eye, but do not perceive the wooden beam in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, 'Let me remove that splinter from your eye,' while the wooden beam is in your eye? You hypocrite, remove the wooden beam from your eye first. Then you will see clearly to remove the splinter from your brother's eye." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Judgment seems to be a topic very important for Jesus. Over and over again, we're going to hear him speaking about this topic in a way of warning us and teaching us not to. This is one of his favorite topics, actually. Not judgment, and mercy, and forgiveness, and love. So, brothers and sisters, and Jesus is giving us reasons why we shouldn't judge. And he's giving us 2 important points from the gospel. Number 1, because we may be doing the same thing. He said, don't judge, and look at our own wooden beam instead of thinking about the splinter of our brother's eye. And secondly, because at the end of the day, we're going to be treated as we judged. And that is really a truth statement. Everything Jesus says is truth. But this one particularly, we don't have to wait until we get to heaven to taste it. When we are merciful, mercy comes back to us. When we are kind and measured in how we judge, the same way comes to us, brothers and sisters. Really, it's powerful how it works. And on the contrary, when we are severe in judgment, same way, it will come back to us severely. So, for our reflection today, as we begin this new week, let us begin, let us think, let us ask, let us analyze, let us reflect, let us take seriously this word that Jesus is giving us. And if we are short in judging, if we are so quickly in making judgments about everything we feel, everything we see, about people, let us ask Jesus, Jesus, help me. You don't want me to be like this. How can I be a better judge, if we may say that? And he will help us. He will help us. And the first thing he will say is, I always say this to some people. I'm going to give you just an example. When someone, maybe for some of us, we are very hard on people who come late because we are always on time. It gets irritated to you when someone is late? It is to me. So, and maybe I'm very severe. Why are you late? Why? Because you always come on time. So you don't get it. You don't understand why. Because you don't do it, right? So the good position to be less judgmental is not to position ourselves from our strength, because we're going to be extremely judged. Just position ourselves from our weaknesses. And that will give us more compassion to people. So maybe you're very good on time, being on time, but maybe you are not so good in, something else. So position yourself from there when we want to say something to someone. And that helps a lot, tremendously, to just be more kind, be kinder and more compassionate.